Dear Hal Scott, dear participants of the 2015 Europe-U.S. Symposium on Building the Financial System of the 21st Century. A very warm welcome to the Bundesbank Conference Center in Eltville. It is an honor for us at the Bundesbank to host such a high-class conference, and I'm particularly sorry that I cannot attend your conference as I did last year. Unfortunately, it is exactly in this week that the IMF holds its spring conference, and the G20 as well as the G7 are using this for their own meetings, and Germany has the G7 presidency this year. Consequently, many, including myself, have to travel to Washington. Nevertheless, I wish you all the best with this conference, which picks up a number of important issues. Take TLAC as an example. In my view, TLAC is one of the most important steps in order to solve the too big to fail problem. From my perspective, it is crucial that the TLAC rules are being finalized as planned by the end of this year so that they can enter into force by 2019. Of course, the proposal should not be watered down in the process. For example, TLAC instruments should be strictly subordinated to instruments not included in TLAC for ensuring transparency and legal certainty. Also, there needs to be clear restrictions on holding of TLAC instruments by other banks to limit the risk of contagion. Other important topics addressed during your conference include the reform of capital markets and the banking union. There is, however, another issue I'd like to emphasize with regard to this conference. The explicit objective of this event is bringing together academics and policymakers from both sides of the Atlantic. Such a transatlantic exchange of ideas and views is actually crucial in order to foster mutual understanding and enable cooperation. The modern financial system is global in scope, as we all know, and we have to regulate it at a global level. We can no longer afford to create national, confined regulatory frameworks. Instead, the objective must be to find a global approach towards global issues against this backdrop of sometimes diverging national interests. Reaching this objective is the central challenge of our times, and it's not only confined to financial regulation, but encompasses any issue that is relevant at the global level. Therefore, I consider conferences such as this one, organized by Hal Scott, an essential step forward towards a new approach to global problem solving. This is why our thanks go to Hal Scott and his team for organizing it and putting together an, as we think, impressive list of high-class participants. I hope, of course, that you will also find the time to enjoy the beautiful sights of the Rheingau and its products. I may add, the writer Robert Louis Stevenson once remarked that, and I quote him, "Wine is bottled poetry." End of quote. I'm certain that you will find and that you will agree with him once you have tasted the wines produced in this region. So all the best for your conference.